Welcome everybody to I'll Hang Up and Listen, brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, West New York's premier market and tap room, with over 300 beers to choose from to drown away those Sabres losing woes. Make sure you go check out Fatty Beer. Try their FBI beer; it's one of my favorites. And Buffalo Go Apparel. Honestly, one of the better spots in Western New York to get any of your Buffalo sports apparel needs, whether it's your shirts, your hats, your hoodies. Always support local designs. They support a lot of other local businesses. Make sure you go check them out. Buffalogo.com at Buffalogo Co on Instagram and Twitter. So you can get this beautiful Dominic Hasek Letterman ball cap, my own design, and one of my favorites. So make sure you give it a gander. Go check them out. Tell them two goalies when Mike sent you. Sabres lose, fight back, but lose to the New York Islanders tonight. 4-3. Score first. Dylan Cousins finally gets a 1,000-pound elephant off his back, scoring on the power play. And then I was saying this in a group chat during the game. I was at the game, and that's why we started as late as we did. This team has made a living off of just failing to pay attention to details. And that's what really cost them the night. Some fans will want to try and blame Devin Levi. Listen, out of the 4 goals, first goal, I mean, he stuffed Bo Horvat. I think it was Bo Horvat on the first breakaway. And then a defensive, again, with the way Lindy Ruff's his system is, he wants the defenseman constantly moving the puck up the ice. But when you do that and you have them carry the puck into the zone, you got to have somebody drop back or have somebody there to cover. And of course, they isn't. And Bo Horvat gets his second breakaway of the game. Levi gets his leg over, gets a piece of it, but it trickles in. Maybe you could say the second goal. He has it moving from his left to his right, glove side to blocker side, and beats him 5-hole. Sure, you could say that one, but other than that, man, I thought Levi played a really solid game. I really did. He made a lot of big stops, some timely stops when the game could have gotten out of hand. For me, I look at this game and I'm not like the amount of breakaways you gave up, the odd man rushes you gave up, the point blank chances, uncontested chances you gave up. That's not on your goaltender. That's on just team defense and just not sticking to the structure of the system that Lindy wants to play, not paying attention to small details, and just something that's really plagued this team so far this season. Just you've really only played 2 or 3 games where you could really say that team played a full 60 minutes. Tonight you didn't. You started off well, you got on the board first, and you never had the lead after that. You gave it up. You went down 2-1, then 3-1. And you tried to make it a hockey game at 3-2, and then they come back, they make it 4-2, and then with a minute left, Owen Power scores, makes it 4-3. And then some good puck movement there at the end, but too little, too late, man. You waited until the very end of the game. You got that. That's when you decided to get desperate, and just not enough time. Not especially not against a New York Islanders team that plays so sound defensively. I mean, I think I counted like 6 or 7 block chances in the last 2 minutes of that game. Just it was wild, man. This guy's laying out, willing to get in lanes, take shots off the shin pads, side of the skates, in the thighs. They were willing to get in those lanes and block shots. And I think one of the most infuriating parts of it is the fact that I'm happy that Mike Smith is, or was it Riley Smith or Mike? I think whichever. I'm glad he's okay. It was reported that he was having coherent and normal conversation with his teammates after the game. I'm happy to hear that because I was at the game. That's a scary moment. And Pellick, he took a puck to the face, but they were down 2 defensemen for most of that game. You know what I mean? That means somebody's got to, either they're rolling 4 defensemen or they're having a 4. How do you not take advantage of that? How do you not take advantage of them being down 2 defensemen for almost the entirety of the game? You have to take advantage of that. And you didn't. And you lose 4-3. You go into Detroit tomorrow. You have to come away with 2 points there. Um, just stinks because you were looking good during your 3-game winning streak. You have a stinker against Florida, and I'll call a spade tonight. Was a stinker. You know, it was. Jason Zucker was the by and far the best player on the ice tonight. Jason Zucker with the Gordie Howe hat trick. Went toe to toe with Wallstrom, took him down. Firing the bench up, firing the crowd up. On his way to the locker room afterwards with blood on his face. I tweeted it out. I'm like, if that doesn't fire these guys up, you might as well not even come out for the third period. I thought they played a good back half of the third period for sure. But again, you got to play desperate at all times, especially when you go into the final period down a couple goals. You did it, man, and it bit you in the ass. So I don't know. I'm happy to see Cousins again. Break that goalless drought. Quinn just invisible out there. I think he had one nice opportunity on a 2-on-1 where he shot it right into the midsection of the goal of Sorokin. Darlene was, I didn't notice him at all tonight. Tage Thompson had a couple moments, nice moves, but the top line was pretty invisible tonight. It really was the Zucker out that stood out the most to me, and I think everybody who was at that game or watched that game would agree. He was hands down their best player. I don't look at any individual player out there tonight. I'm like, he really popped out, stuck out to me. No, it was Jason Zucker. They tried putting the kid line back together there for a little bit. Maybe trying to get Dylan Cousins some of that swagger, trying to build the fact that he scored a goal tonight. Maybe you could build off that, put him with some teammates that he has a lot of familiarity with. Didn't work. They had Greenway on the top line at one point. Didn't work. And that's Lindy, man. That's classic Lindy Ruff. He's gonna do whatever he can. Was before the game, when you saw these lines before today, when it was announced yesterday, and then mid game, he's not changed to switch things up. Let's hit the peanut gallery right away. From James Miller, looked like garbage tonight. Won't have to pay Quinn and Byron much this offseason when their contracts are up. Yeah, and listen, any player was up for a contract right now, except for JJ Paterka. I'm not really at to pay him a lot of money. Byram, I mean, I haven't hated Bowen Byram, but we said this last time we were live. We said it's a tough pill to swallow with Bowen Byram because that trade would have been a lot easier to stomach had they replaced Casey Middlestad's production, which they didn't. They brought in a bunch of bottom six guys that they had the money to pay for without buying out Jeff Skinner. And again, I think it's biting them in the ass. So, if we even choose to pay them. Can you please explain to me how after an entire week off the Sabres skate play like they have full diapers under their pants? Yeah, I was talking about that at the near the end of the game. Why does this team seem so slow and getting out skated to a lot of pucks, beaten to a lot of battles? You had almost a full week off to rest, to rehabilitate. And again, it's not that I don't think they were ready to play. It's just they didn't want it. They didn't want it as much as the Islanders did, and I hope, obviously you have a, quick mindset here. You're going right after Detroit tomorrow in Detroit. So short memory, but again, you have to, you can't go into Detroit tomorrow and play a game so lacking detail as it was tonight. And, it's tough because you're not gonna have the legs in the third period tomorrow. So you're going to have to kind of empty the tank a little bit early on and try and play a good sound defensively, which they've shown they can do. But you're gonna be tired tomorrow. And I assume we'll see UPL in that. Looking to get back on track there with him. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Clifton is lost from Colin Smith. Fantastic, fantastic to be here. Real Deal Prime. Happy to have you here. Personally, I think Levi had a rough night, but so did literally everyone else. I can't put this on goaltending. I can't. I thought Levi made a lot of very good saves. I'll agree that he could have had that second goal. The first goal, I mean, he stuffed. He had just got done stuffing Horvat on a breakaway. Comes in again. Yeah, I care if he went forehand or backhand, but just gets it over the pad. Levi gets a piece of it, but like, again, that's a tough save. Third goal, I mean, come on. Like, tic-tac-toe in front. And then on the final goal he let in, the shot just went wide. He's going to make the save. A tough bounce off the backboard. There is, I can't remember if it's Pajot or who it was, literally right there. Nobody on him. Guy just going to the net and just puts it in. Like, honest to God, most goalies in the NHL aren't recovering quick enough to make that save because it was just like that. So, again, I'm not going to put that on Devin Levi. I'm just not. I'm willing to agree that maybe the second goal he could have had, but like the other three, I mean, he was left out to dry. Absolutely left out to dry. Sabres are really, really fucking themselves over not sending Levi to Rochester and losing Reimer. UPL should be playing every single game, especially on 3 days rest. I mean, UPL didn't play great his previous game. I mean, they have very similar numbers right now. They do, outside of the win and loss. Like, are we really going to sit here and say that like goaltending isn't the problem? It just isn't. It just isn't. Lack of paying attention to detail. You're a one-line scoring team where you're getting some bottom six help. Your second line has combined for like 3 total points over like 11 games now. Like, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. And Kevin Adams should be feeling the heat because he didn't do enough. He did not do enough to make this team better, to make this team more potent scoring wise. Like, it just you did the same thing you've done for 3 off seasons in a row, depending on development and internal growth, and it's not working. Jack Quinn is awful. I mean, Dylan Cousins, I mean, I'm happy he scored tonight. Hopefully it leads to, but he was -1 tonight. He had 1 shot on net, and the 1 shot he had in net went in the net on a power play. Like, what are we even talking about here? Like that's not on your goaltender. That is not on your goaltender. It just isn't. I'm not going to sit here and complain that we weren't able to hold on to James fucking Reimer. Like, no, I'm not. Like, James Reimer isn't making a difference tonight, guys. I don't know what are we talking about right now. One-timer after another one-timer. Yeah, I agree. It's so many odd man rushes. Holding on to pucks too long, not shooting when the opportunity is there to shoot. When you have a lane, just trying to be too cute, both in the offensive and defensive zone. Like, look at that, like, drop pass from Greenway. What is even Lafferty supposed to do with that puck? Like, what is he supposed to do with that? That led to that goal. Like, what do you want him to do there? Like, it's just stupidity. Just dumb play at all ends of the ice. Why do I keep on hearing didn't start well, didn't play the system, not capitalizing the chances? Why? Young, yes. Professionals, yes. Why? Just why? I'm tired of hearing it too, man. I am. I really am sick and tired of hearing the same old bullshit excuses. Is anyone else sick of this shit, dear Lord? Yeah, I'm right there. I'm right there with you. It's going to suck to send Zucker away to an actual cup contender. Dude is everything Buffalo needed in a veteran signing. It's only about 2 years too late, Kevin. Yeah, I again, another discussion we're having at the game today. It's like, he's going to be probably get you a nice return at the deadline. But that's how it goes, right? That's how it goes with this fucking team. He is the perfect acquisition for a team like us. He is exactly what we need in our bottom 6. But like, you just didn't do enough, Kevin. You just did not do enough to help this team You relied on too many of the same goddamn variables you relied on for 3 off seasons. And it's burned you every single time, and it's burning you right now. Is it time to start shifting around the core? I mean, who are we talking about? Until what point, though? Assuming we miss the playoffs this offseason, I'm not saying a total rebuild, but maybe change around 1 or 2 guys. I mean, I could see it, sure. I mean, Kevin Adams it's already been rumored through Elliot Freeman that Kevin Adams is, working the phones. He's been active trying to add, not subtract to this team and utilize the cap space that he should have utilized in the offseason. Instead of paying, I mean, again, I'm not complaining about Jason Zucker, but you overpaid for Jason Zucker. You could have overpaid for somebody else too. Everyone telegraphing slop shots, direct, no creativity, get the puck on net Islanders. And that's a thing too. Like for me, the Jason Zucker goal after he missed on a penalty shot is the perfect example. A puck just got to the net and it was deflected and went in. Like I need more of that. Everything just looked like it was just trying to be too cute, waiting too long to shoot. Like, you have a couple guys, Tage too, he's guilty of it. Like, just grip and rip. Just grip and rip. You got some guys with some really good hands and shots on this team, and you're trying to take one too many passes, waiting too long, shots going wide, shots getting blocked, not, you know what I mean? Like, when I tweeted out earlier, just like being selfish and shooting, you're just waiting too long to shoot. Waiting way too long to shoot. Just get pucks on net and bang away at rebounds. You are not a talented enough hockey team right now to depend on talent alone. You got to go in there and willing to scratch and claw for a dirty goal, for a garbage goal. That's the way you're going to win. Defense has been non-existent the past 2 games. Way too many defensive breakdowns have been no help to our goaltending. Yeah, Jake, I know exactly who this is too, buddy. Jake Howard. Yeah, buddy, I agree with you. It's team defense. It's been non-existent. It has been. And Owen Power should never be on the penalty kill ever again. Holy puck watching. Teams forwards are just not talented enough. And our 2 first overall pick D-men will probably go down to some of the worst traffic. I don't know if I'd go that far, Josh. But again, both of them aren't doing enough to contribute right now. Sure, buddy, compared to Matthews and McDavid, Powers and Dahlin are a joke. In fact, players drafted after them would have. Okay, you guys are just kind of chatting with each other. The way my point wasn't that Levi is bad or that Reimer would save us. It was that Levi's development would probably be better in Rochester than playing once a week here. I mean, he seems pretty comfortable with the way things are here. Again, I don't think he needs Rochester. I think, he had like a 940 plus save percentage last year in Rochester. I think that if you're looking to win, the best chance you have to win, the goaltenders that give you the best chance to win are Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen and Devin Levi. Like, not some random veteran that you're going to bring in that you hope, can win you a game or two. I don't think they're going to, like, James Reimer isn't going to, in a season where you are trying to win, isn't going to step in and play better than Devin Levi. I just don't see it. I really don't. Not on this, not with this team. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I don't want to jam things up too late here tonight. I know a lot of people have Halloween plans. I'm heading out right after this, so I wanted to try and keep things short here. But again, Sabres lose 4-3. Just a game that you can't lose against a team that you definitely should beat. And the New York Islanders, a team that was down 2 defensemen for most of this game because of injury. A team without Matthew Barzal, one of their more talented forwards. Like, there was every reason for you to win this game tonight, and you gave it away. You really did. Not saying you gave it away like you had a big lead and you lost it, but like you didn't play like you wanted it more than the Islanders. The Islanders played like they wanted it more. They got in front of more shots. They blocked more shots. They took away lanes. They paid attention to detail. That's why that team is competitive almost every season, is because they play within a structure and they're disciplined with it, and they stick to that structure. It doesn't matter even at most years who the coach is. Like, that's a style of brand of hockey you're going to get against the New York Islanders, like a hybrid version of what we used to see with the Devils. it's the brand of hockey they play. Not exciting, but what are you gonna do? So, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna chime out here. I just remember, remember this and brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, West New York's premier market and tap room, with over 300 beers to choose from and over at all their Western New York locations. Make sure you let them know 2 goalies when Mike sent you, and of course Buffalo Go Apparel. Yeah, Sabres lose 4-3. Back at it against Detroit tomorrow. I really don't know what to think. Just tough look all around for this team, and hopefully they bounce back. So, with that being said, guys, I'll hang up and listen. And as always, go Sabres.